Good morning, everybody. Today we have with us Professor UK Auddy, who is the HOD of Civil Engineering Department from Netaji Subhash Engineering College, Kolkata. Welcome, sir. And sir, thank you for taking time out of your schedule and talking to us today.
So welcome and thank you for giving me the opportunity anyone over your to have a video conference. So this is a great opportunity for me just to have the link with without this willing students and prospective engineers who will be birding, and they are choosing for their choice of college where they should induct.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, do you mind introducing yourself in a few words?
Well, I'm having bachelor's degree from Jadavpur University and post-graduation from Civil Engineering College. After that, I was in PSU, Public Sector Unit. There I have retired as Chief Engineer. And after that, I switched over in this teaching fraternity. I had my experiences in Indian Institute of Engineers. I used to deliver lectures over there and lectures in other sectors. So it was my passion to come over and teach this growing young human resource, just grooming them. It is a better option for me because I thought that there is a gap between the professional, those who are in the industry and the teaching line. There's a gap still remaining in our country because those who are in the professional teaching line, what is going on, what is the changes, what is the innovation, what is the dynamism of your industrial sector, it is not better felt by them because they are totally dedicated to research work, teaching work. So I decided this is an opportunity for me and great opportunity to serve our country, to bring up new young students, young boys and girls, to have just to push it in the right way, to think right after getting basic BTech knowledge so that they can step into the next world of their professionalism, that is industries, where they will be stepping in with that idea, with a preliminary idea, which will be enriched from people who are just like very senior people coming from industries. And you will find there's so many people, so many professors like me, which were being inducted for that purpose only, just to bridge up the gap which was having between us to the grooming for the students so that they can easily step in the engineering fraternity and the country will be benefited, the students itself will be benefited.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for your introduction. And sir, let me begin with my questions. So, sir, being the HOD of Civil Engineering Department, I would want to ask you, what is your philosophy of leadership, sir?
Actually, is a management-oriented question which you put forward before me. Yes, I'm answering it. First thing, the leadership. Leadership, I have twofold of aspect within me as the HOD of Civil Engineering Department. One is with the students, dear students, who are very young. They are just transiting from their schoolhood to collegehood. And they will bring up their all values, their sense, their thoughts, their knowledge. They will build up their views, their culture, all these things. This is one side, the major side. And the other side is backup, my faculty members and TAs, technical assistants, who are my helping hand, who will be grooming the students. That is the college administration, which is the department of administration. So leadership is like that. I have to be a guide to them. I have to guide them properly. And here, exclusively for the students, they will learn what we teach. So we should be very cautious of what we are learning. And we should be very confirmed that we are learning the right direction. And we think we are very confirmed that after getting the results of our recent past, that is, we have backed the majority of the, campusing for job campusing, majority of the job campusing. We have backed the maximum, say 38. whereas the other engineering colleges in Eastern Zone, Calcutta, is hardly 10. So the performance is right. We are grooming them in the right track for basic and for appearing in the interview also. And in the service sector, they will prosper right now. So these are the leadership is not like that. These are very young human resource, budding resource. So we have to give them enrich and lucid quality of teaching learning process to them so that they can grasp it. Similarly, they got some idea, they can learn it, and they will bring in with them when they will going out the idea of how to learn in the professional world, because professional world teaching cannot be given everything. One should know how to survive there, how to learn from them, because actually the index will be given in the direction will be given during this course of 4 years. This type of leadership as a whole is not like a leadership is a conventional or is a democratic type or dictatorship or leadership, just like management terms. It is a completely simply because these human resources very, very tender, and we have to nurture them very, very politely as a guardian. We have to give them the right direction also if they are not in the wrong direction. We have to push them to open up their mind. We have to boost up their morality because sky is the limit. So that has to be inbuilt in them. They have to expose themselves, their own capability. Communicating power is a natural thing. You have to think whether you are talking in Bengali, in English, you are a Bengali, you are coming from Bihar or from Kashmir. We have students also anywhere, but you have to express yourself in English, because just like that type of expression, your mind, what is your mind thinking, you have to convert into your words. That type of communicating power. Everything. This type of leadership is a leadership when you are a guide philosopher to your students. When you are making discipline, you should be very specific of maintaining discipline. It's not like that an easy thing for this mature type of manpower, giving the leadership to mature type of leadership.
Yes, sir. And sir, since we spoke about students, I would like to ask you, what do you think are your roles and responsibilities towards the students specifically?
First, my roles and responsibilities to just to follow the curriculum. The students should be very regular in class. They should follow the curriculum, and it is the job of mine just to supervise all my faculty members are doing the proper teaching, and the teaching learning process is being transmitted very smoothly. And if there is some gap, then I have to bridge. I am the person to bridge it. I have to ask them through our mentorship what is the need, what is the problem, so that I can solve it. And other administrative parts. There's so many administrative parts for this nowadays. These things have to be taken care of. All the rules and regulations framed by the government, by the court of law, by the law of the land, everything has to be applied.
Yes, sir. And sir, talking about curriculum, how do you strategize the curriculum and how often does it get updated to make it befitting for the students?
Very fine. It's a very nice question, and is the thing to be decided. Very important thing. I'm sorry. Yeah, so the curriculum is being actually it has been framed from the university level. Okay, every university has this very educated and competent team. They build it as a team effort, and as per the AICTE norm, they build the structured one. But we have to convert it into communication of imparting the knowledge to the student through our faculty members. That has been toto followed or not is my first lookout. It has to be followed toto. But I'm telling you, it is not all, because as per the demand of the industry, we have to give something more than this. And we have our departmental committee meeting, academic committee meeting, etc. Sit together and we frame some strategy to give this part will be taught like this because the industry is needing this. This is this part extra along with this to be taught. So these are the very common part. Time is very precious. So time is limited. If somebody wants to give him so much, it will yield a big zero. So they have to be teach initially the curriculum part. They have to build up the knowledge base, and then we have to add value add to that sector. So it's a value added part. We are also nurturing very, very nicely nurturing that part that has to be taken care of because it will bring in some specialty of NSCC students, civil engineering students as a whole.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, sir, what are some of the best practices offered by the department to the students which help them gain necessary skills?
Exactly, best practices is a very, good question. So, what are best practices we have to give beyond the one is within the curriculum of the university. We have to stick to that framework, and that has to be followed 100%. There should be no compromising. Next, extra part. So, as your question is, for that purpose, we arrange value-added trainings, we arrange invited lectures, we arrange grooming classes by ourselves exclusively because we know what is the strength and weakness of every student. That has to be also taken care of. All of a sudden, I am bringing somebody from the industry, they are giving so much of lectures and other things, but what is the output? It should be comfortable to the students who are listening. The receiver and the transmitter there should be always correlation. These are human beings. So that has to be nurtured very properly and we do it. But our objective is to give them value-added training, special courses, then extra things which they will require when they will be stepping in the professional life or in the site as a manager. Civil engineers are always managers. It used to be keep in mind because inside is the lone person over there who has to not only take the technical side but also financial side as well as the external environment, deal with the contractors, with the owner, with the local people, with the suppliers, and with his local administration who are working under him. So he has to be managed. That type of framework has to be built in within them, which is not within the. I must tell, this type of thing is yet to come through our this university curriculum. Obviously, there are so many chapters are there, but the chapters are just a study. But in a nutshell, they have to build in something values in their mind so that they can implement when they will be stepping in the site. That has to be taken care of. Taking care of all these things. These are the special things, and exclusively, not always. Every experiment, every sessional, it should not be only for bookish type. We are strictly maintaining. If you say this one, say you are making a bridge, you are making a, multi-story building, then you have to give the practical senses also. Unless and otherwise they can establish. These type of things we take care of very vividly. Obviously, watching that students are taking what we are giving. That is a main criteria because teaching learning process is that we are teaching, but the outcome should be outcome based.
Yes, sir. So following up just on your answer, so do you have any extracurricular activities or programs taking place on campus which helps the students to enhance their skills?
There are so many. As usual, you will have this your entrepreneurship, special type of entrepreneurship program. That's why. Then interactive program. Then you're always having these drama club, debate, then other things. As usual, there all the extracurricular activities that made like this. But exclusively the quiz, the competition, then extracurricular activities falls under the special type of. We are having these things, this extempo speeches, then inter-college things, all exposure, so that the the, how much of time they get after that. They're utilizing this. And it is a mandatory for us because one has to be open up. Not only that, interpersonal skill also has to be good enough. There all the blocking should be cleared so that in the industries they will face no problem. That's why this time we also push for extracurricular activities, and nowadays the students are almost very much they're interested in doing all this.
Yes, sir. Sir, what are some of the projects that your students are currently working on in the CE department?
Actually, projects. These things is a very for undergraduate course. Projects are actually, these are fitted like their necessity. If I say projects is a managerial term or technical term, it's a big one. Project is a financial part, where other parts, there's so many parts, not like project means they have to give some. Project is a project. Anything, if you think and implement, it is a project also. So they have given what they have learned. They have learned different domain of civil engineering. Now, we'll give some problem to do it, which will bring in some doing something which can they implement and have the idea of implementing. This will come up because civil engineering is basic thing in infrastructure. So infrastructural part has been given. Infrastructure, what are the infrastructures? Roads, building, then sanitation, then treatment plants, then foundation, soil mechanics, foundation, geology, all these parts. Even nowadays, for advanced part, we are giving also for your GIS and remote sensing and GIS, we have for that project. This type of projects we are given. And project means it has to be covered in reality sense as we're following the norms, code, BIS codes, Indian codes. Then you have to give, and it should be a concise way of, the project work you have to give. That is the introduction, that is your study of literature, then the analysis, then what you did, then what is your coming, because drawing is the language of engineers, you need to do everything. You have to do like that. Somebody nowadays projects are completely different. Say your traffic engineering project. This implementation of IT also high tech. The signaling and other things are also there you are doing. If you're doing innovative type of structure, green building, other things, that is a completely different innovative nature we're doing. Somebody is doing remote sensing and GIS. It's a completely different new domain, new world. We have implemented all these things. It's not side by side. One has to be very solid. Somebody has to be in the core sector and core subjects also, just like your multi-story building. Because you see, if you make an undergraduate multi-story building, they will open up a huge amount of design experience, ABC, you'll be taking with him or her, which he can implement when he's in the service life, and your all doors will be open. Because if you are a good designer, you have to be, in the future, you can learn more and more and more. So these things are, this type of, very core and core type of projects are also being given up to the choice of the students.
Yes,
both
sir.
Are given parallel.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. And sir, my last question would be, do you have any suggestions or advice for the current youth and the aspiring students?
First thing I must say, one has to be sincere first. Because nowadays, I have seen the people, the students, they think that due to high-tech and other things, we'll do it afterwards. It's not like that. You have to do right now. And one has to be very regular in the class, try to be very regular in the class. Faculties are very, very much expertise in the subject of teaching, and they're teaching and they're covering everything within the syllabus, beyond the syllabus, something which will be needed. And it is always taught in teaching learning process when we are taking classes. So if you miss a class, you're missing something for good in your life, which you won't get it. This is the basic philosophy which we implant first the student. Secondly, you have to be very sincere. You have to study, you have to think. Not only nowadays, you have to do some extracurricular activity. You have to be very communicating. You need to enhance your communicating skill. You enhance your thinking capability, innovation type of, then positive thinking. All these things has to be imparted to the student. And there has to be given so many, grooming classes. All on a sudden we go, our TIC goes, our senior professors, just join in a class and tell them these are the things, because they will boost up not only the teaching within that black and white and what is given in the curriculum is not all. We have to give something else just to get them some edge with the other colleges, the competitors, because they will be emerging competing world. That's why it has to be taken very vividly in our department, and we had a very good result in the last session. This year also. In the COVID situation also, our students are the topper to back their jobs from campus interview. Already we have 18, 20.
So that's very good to hear.
Other colleges in the nearby, all the colleges, private engineering colleges, and the Bharat civil engineering is concerned, we have the best statistics. Now back in the job.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It was a joy interacting with you today. Your answers were indeed insightful and very generous, and I had a good time interacting with you today, sir. And I would again like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and talking to us today.